It's glowing in the dark. You might think this is magic, but it's actually science. And this isn't the only amazing thing about mushrooms. They do amazing things like break down dead trees and even help us make cheese. But they're not plants. So how do they get their food? Let's dig into the weird ways that mushrooms get their nutrients. Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is a mushroom. It may look pretty and simple, but it's actually a lot more complex than it appears. All living things need food, but while plants can make their own food through photosynthesis, mushrooms can't. Instead, they get their food by absorbing organic molecules like glucose from their surroundings. But how do they find food? Well, let me introduce you to this guy. It may look like a plant's root system, but it's actually something totally different. What you're looking at here is the mycelium. Mycelium is the main body of the fungus. Mycelium is made up of thread-like structures called hyphae. Hyphae are so thin that they can't be seen with the naked eye. Together, these threads form a network that spreads out through whatever the fungus is growing on. For example, if the fungus is growing on a log, the mycelium will spread out through the log. This allows the fungus to absorb nutrients from its surroundings. And yes, that means the mycelium is basically the brain of the fungus. It coordinates all of the fungus's activities, like how and when to find food. So the mycelium is the brains. But what about the beauty of the fungus? What is this structure and how does it work? Well, this part of the fungus is called the fruiting body. You may know it better as the mushroom. The main part of the mushroom is the cap. Underneath the cap is the gills. These are the structures that produce spores. Spores are like seeds. They're small and can easily be carried away by the wind or animals. When they land in a new spot, the spores can grow into a new mycelium, starting the life cycle all over again. But what do the spores actually do? To answer that question, let's follow one spore as it journeys to create a new fungus. Here we see our little spore just chilling on a leaf. Pretty soon it starts to grow a thread. This will eventually become the mycelium. As it grows, the mycelium starts to branch out. The growing tip of each branch has a structure called a dome. Domes allow the very tip of the hyphae to expand and branch out. Once a branch has grown enough, the dome will break through the substrate, or what the fungus is growing on, and the branch will continue to grow outwards. Eventually, the mycelium will spread out and start to search for food. It sends out branches in all directions until it finds a tasty morsel of organic matter. Then the mycelium will start to grow towards the food source. As the mycelium gets closer and closer to the food, some of the hyphae start to specialize. Some will become haustoria. These structures penetrate the cells of the food source and absorb nutrients. Other specialized hyphae called stigmata anchor the mycelium to the food source. Now that the mycelium has a secure way to get food, it can grow and grow and grow. In fact, it can grow so much that it forms a large mass. This mass will eventually turn into the fruiting body or mushroom. From the top of the mushroom, more spores will shoot off into the world, starting the life cycle all over again. So there you have it, a life cycle of a mushroom. Mushrooms are truly amazing organisms. They do things we can't even imagine, like glow in the dark. And while they may not be plants, they're definitely worth appreciating. Speaking of appreciating, I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers and viewers. You guys make it possible for me to bring these videos to all of you. Thanks for watching and see you soon, guys.